I'm making my plane sound. You gotta hold on. Hit the bong. Of course, you gotta hit the bong, man. Okay. It's 10:45. Okay, we're starting right on the dot. Bam, we're on time. Okay. Woo. Okay. There it is. Bam. Okay. What's going on, bros? And do you even science, bros? I'm just posting up here in the do you in science, bro. There we go. Just give me a second here. I'm just posting. We're going live and do you even science, bro? Okay, we're live in this group where this, it's been on fire lately because, there's a lot of science debating going on, but it's more like war, okay? Isn't that right, Tulsa and Neil? Is Neil, are you here? Where's Tulsa? Where's Neil? Rory, thank you, Rory. I mean, so far, okay, so let's be honest. I'll be the weirdest one here tonight. And yeah, Tulsa, where's Neil? Tulsa, you know Tulsa? No way. Rory, you don't know Tulsa, do you? What's up? Do even science, bros? You here? Okay. I'm trying to here we go. There the info's in the comment. There it goes. Okay, so tonight live on Becoming Flat Ferdinand, Psychedelic Shamanism, and the debate with Fight the Flat Earth. Okay, round 1 and 2, which lasted like 3 hours last night because obviously he's a butthead. And yeah, so we're just gonna get started here. Okay, so we're up on here. He's working. Well, this is fine because that's the whole thing. That's good because this isn't about Neil deGrasse Carlos tonight, okay? So what Tulsa's talking about is our mutual and dear friend, Neil deGrasse Carlos, okay? He's kind of like the, the new age version of Neil deGrasse Carlos, really, like, And so some people call them globeheads, but I like to just call them globies, you know what I mean? Because we don't like to get them mad, right? So, Mel, what's going on, bro? Long time. Yeah. What about Adam? What's going on? He'd probably be good for this one. Okay, so basically, how's Do You Even Science Bros going? Are you guys in here? Okay. Well, so what's going on, Tulsa? So I'm just going to start talking about stuff, about what's going on, and about the heading of this live, going live, and why I'm going live, why I have to. I mean, basically, it's been a long time coming, and I'm just going to try to get you into. So here we go. There's my spread right there. Okay, you can just stare at it for a while, and then after, when you guys are jonesing to find out what it's all about, then maybe I'll take you for a tour. But if not, you might have to wait till the next time. Okay. So basically, I'm a flat earther, okay? And so I changed my name. Well, not really, but like I started a character called Flat Ferdinand. As many of you know, my name is Franz. And so, a lot of people, it's kind of like Franz Ferdinand. And just, the group and the band and then the historical character. And it just kind of all coming together, okay? So here we go. Okay, so I mean, the reason why tonight is happening is because Tulsa, the guy that you can see in the comments here, is like, he's basically, without saying that he's got a boner for like flat Earth versus globe Earth. He's got a boner for it, and like he's been like commenting all day long, and he won't leave me alone. And he's all like, "Oh yeah, oh how about this? How about this? How about that? And this and that." And I'm like, "Dude, man, I gotta do my dishes and all that stuff." Okay, and you really can't explain too much in a comment field of Facebook, okay? And you know, I don't have time. I got like people all the time messaging me, like as soon as they see the post, and then they want to argue or debate, whatever. And it's like that's fine. I'm into it. You know what I mean? But yeah. So basically, I mean, I've had this character, Flat Ferdinand, going to be coming out for a while, and I've been organizing my proofs. Yes, Tulsa, I have many proofs. Okay, but tonight, you're basically not going to see any because, as you can see, well, I'm basically I'm going to make you wait for it. The photo and video proofs, no one's getting tonight. Okay, because you know what I mean. I'm not that easy. Okay, and so. It was either like don't go live tonight or just go live tonight and just show everyone and this heading. Okay, so that's why it's not all flat earth proof tonight because of Tulsa. It is, this is what's going on, and that's what everyone that like you know the let's say the globies, you know, they don't want to hear about all the background to flat earth and all that. They just want to like argue a point and then like go to the next, and like if it doesn't make sense and like they can't answer it, then they want to skip it and go to the next topic. And that's just not how it works. If you can't like, you know, solve one like riddle, like one argument, one claim, then you can't go to the next one. Okay. So that's what it is with flat earth, Tulsa. It's like you have to go, you can't like skip over like, you know, boat sailing over a curve and not wanting to verify it. Okay. Okay, so let's talk about flat earth then, Tulsa. Let's talk about it, okay? Because like you obviously have not done any research and you're a full-on globehead. So you're just doing globehead research, okay? That you know, you want to just basically like, you know, find evidence of the globe, right? And so obviously there's all of this stuff out there, okay? But let's just like first of all, before Nilt, what's going on, bro? First of all, Tulsa, okay? I will answer every single question that you have, but I'm gonna make you wait for it, okay? I'm not jumping, oh, give them the proof, give them the proof, okay? You're gonna have to sit here and listen to me talk for like a good 15 minutes before I'm gonna start dropping bombs that are gonna fucking change the color of your skin tone, okay? I'm telling you, it's like, but I'm not giving it all to you right now, okay? It's like, you know what I was doing today? I installed my door. Check it out. See that door, those hinges, you know, over there? I'm doing all that stuff, okay? So I barely had time to set up my little stand here, you know, my little display. This is, you know, the Flat Ferdinand Psychedelic Shaman display for tonight, okay? As you can see, we have the line above, okay? And let's get a little bit closer here. Okay, I'll bring this stuff over. So before I bring some stuff over one by one, okay, I'll just tell you what there is. Okay, so here's just this cool, you know, I got this outside Home Depot in the parking lot, but I mean, you've probably seen it online, whatever, it's cool, it's cheap. But like this stuff over here, these are Mayan like masks. These two over here, okay? These are these two masks. And let me tell you a story about these, okay? I was driving down the street on Isla Mujeres in my car, and all of a sudden I'm driving down the street, it's like a small street, and then all of a sudden there's like a big wad of cash floating around in the wind right on the street. And I just like pretty much slammed on the brakes. It made everyone behind me like stop and wait on the street. And I got out and I started scrambling for cash. And I started scrambling for cash. And some other guy got out of his car and started scrambling for all this cash. And I pulled out 5,000 pesos, which is about like, you know, $300 US. in 500 peso bills, and I went and bought those two. Okay, these two here, those two big ones. Anyways, and okay, so the other one. Let me just introduce you guys to the dark globe. Okay, we're gonna jump right into it for you, Tulsa and whoever, because it's like, why are we here? I'll show you why we're here right now. You're gonna have to wait for this too. My wand, my magic wand, okay? The flat smack wand. You know what I mean? Like, you love this. Tulsa, you wish you could have this. You like that shit? This is the dark globe, okay? The dark globe. You know why? Because globe science is dark science. It is dark. And we're just going to keep things nice and light tonight. We're going to keep it clean because, you know, people get scared when you talk about, you know, ghosts, okay? But why do I have this? Well, first of all, it matches the colors of what I like and stuff. See, like I have this bag. It's got like, you know, a bunch of like yellow skulls. Like it's perfect. Like, look at it. It matches perfect, okay? And then I have my tape measure over here. That matches too, right? So everything is working out. But basically, if this was what is globe science? Okay, yeah. Well, if this was like blue, this would not be in my home. Okay, any globe. Like the only reason why I have it is because it's the dark globe. Okay, great question, Tulsa. What is globe science? What's the difference between globe science and real science? Okay, what is the difference between fake science and the scientific method? Is basically what you're asking me. Like, I mean, to a flat earther, that's what you're asking. You're asking, what is the difference? What's the difference? Okay, and you're saying, what are we talking about? We're talking about fake science, okay? Because you're like, oh yeah, you know, fake science. Like, I grew up with real science. No one's lying to me, right? And it's like, well, wait a minute, but you grew up in the classroom with this globe being shoved down your throat ever since the first time you were in a kindergarten, grade 5. You probably had this in the play school, okay? There's only a couple things that you don't have a choice for in life, and one of them is globe science, okay? There's a couple other ones where you get screwed over, like there's the vaccines, you know, you just get stick with the needle and you don't have a say. You also, maybe you get circumcised, there's another one. What's the other one? Oh yeah, like you're forced to eat, you know, like stuff, let's say like you're forced to be a carnivore. Or eat like dairy. And a lot of people are allergic to dairy, and you know what I mean. So basically, what is globe science? Okay, well, it's fake science, and I'll be honest with you, like, because I'm not trying to hide this shit, man. It's satanic science. Okay, so it's like, where does evil come from? And it's like, you know, we have to face this. Okay, we have to face the fact that there is not just humans in this reality, Tulsa. Right? Right? I mean, Tulsa, like, what are you saying? Like, there's only humans here, and like all other dimension realities, ghosts, things that we know as angels and demons, they don't exist? Like, you know? Because, I mean, like this comment, let me pull it up here. Well, what are you saying here? Let me read your comment from the other, you know, because like, you know, you seem to be pretty passionate earlier on today, and it's like you're all up on my jock. And then it's like, come on here, right? Like, you know, as soon as I bring up, no, I'm just saying, like, I'm talking about the devil specifically, okay? And this is where I lose all, like, most, like, kind of like, I don't know, what do you call them? Science bums? You got, you know, like a beach bum. You're a science bum, whatever, okay? Like, I could say I'm a beach bum. If you want to be a science bum, okay, let's talk about the proof. Okay, let's get right to it. Okay, let's right get to the fucking meat of the proof. You're saying, well, prove to me that this dark globe that I'm holding in my hand is fake. Okay. Okay. Right. Well, it's bought in Mexico, so it doesn't say It's not to be used as a real object or for teaching purposes. But if you buy it if you buy a globe and Walmart and you look at the bottom of it, it says not to be used for educational purposes. Every single one. Anyways, I'm not saying that's your proof there, but like, why is globe science like evil? Okay. Well, the beginnings of globe science. Where, and who was that? Okay. Well, it was a long time ago. I think like the first time that anyone was trying to push this was what's his name there? The guy with the triangle there. Who's the guy with the math guy, the Greek guy with the triangle? Pythagoras. Okay. So this guy Pythagoras. Okay. Hey, Dosa, don't be a bitch when I'm trying to explain what I'm talking. Okay. Like you're asking me to get to the science stuff and prove it, and I am. And in order for you to like understand this, it takes a lot of history. Okay, I have to like lay down the basic groundworks. Otherwise, you're not having to have any fucking clue what I'm talking about. Okay, so if I don't lay down the groundwork, then go fuck off. Okay, exactly, Roy. So just Tulsa, will you fucking go and take a piss or something? And okay, because you're like, I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to argue you here, okay? So Tulsa, don't fucking go nuts and shit like that, okay? You're lucky that you're even allowed here, okay? Honestly, just so everyone knows, he was on probation for a while, and I missed him a little bit, but you know what I mean, like not that much, okay? Okay, so let's get back to this, okay? Like, I don't have to lay the smackdown on people, but you know what I'm saying? This is right now, I'm Flat Ferdinand. I am in character, okay? So I have no problem laying the smackdown if y'all guys acting up, okay? Now this is the dark globe. I have the dark globe in my hand. Right now I have dark energy, dark evil power in my hand, okay? This is hard to harness, okay? This, my friends, is like worse than the ring of power, man, from Lord of the Rings. The people that harness this knowledge over top of humanity are the reason why there's wars and famine and the money system, and pedophile royal families, which I was talking about 2 years ago, and everyone was like, "Oh, you're crazy, and you're listening to too much Alex Jones." I fucking love it. What's up, Twist? Okay, Tulsa. So basically, Brian, let's get into it. Okay, you guys want to talk about what is wrong with globe science? Okay, so let's take it back to original history. Who started globe science? Okay, well, it was Pythagoras, the guy where we get the Pythagorean theorem from. Wow, how convenient that he is a famous ancient Greek scientist. Okay, that had pagan Greek gods and worshipped the sun god Helios, okay? So the reason why we have this globe science is because what they're trying to push on us is the heliocentric solar system model, okay? Helios meaning sun, and obviously centric meaning centered. So what they're saying is that the sun is in the center, right? This is my hands of sun, and we're orbiting the sun, okay? But he's the only guy that said that up until that point, and then for like another 2,500 years after, this model where it was a sun-centered model and the Earth orbits around the sun was not the reality of it. Okay, all of humanity up until 500 years ago, and every single ancient civilization, whether it was like a religious text or if it was just like a world model, right? Or whether they carved it into stone, it was all flat Earth. Okay, I'm talking about the Egyptians. Okay, the Mayans. Okay, the Chinese, the Norse, all of the Native Americans. Okay, Cherokee, Hopi Indian. Well, it just all of them, right? I mean, I've gone through and I was like, holy shit, they've all got it, right? They've all got the flat Earth, okay? And just an anecdote, okay? The the North American native tribes, they got the inner earth too. I mean, everyone's got the inner earth too, but they're the ones that are talking about it more. Like Mayans don't talk about inner earth too much, but they're definitely, okay, interested in inner earth down here, because there's flat earth and then there's inner earth, okay? So basically the flat earth that we live on, we're living on a plane over here, a water plane, and then we can go down, okay? So let's get into the satanic globe science that you want to hear about, okay? Because like I know you're jonesing for it. Did you go pee yet? Okay, so anyway, let me rephrase that. Did you shampoo your beard in the last 2 weeks at least, please? Because it does look like you got a family of birds growing in there. All right, so let's get to the science, satanic globe science math. Okay, so Pythagoras was the first guy who proposed the globe model, the heliocentric model, over top of the flat Earth model that's always been since the beginning of time. Pythagoras, okay, and so he's also known as the very first Mason, the very first Freemason to work the craft, okay, and so basically, if you look at also the Freemason world model, it's a flat Earth model. Okay, so like you're saying like Tulsa is just kind of it's like it's like it's a boxing match and he's just like shouting like verbal diarrhea at me that means nothing just because he's on one side of and cheering for one guy, but he hasn't done any research at all about all this stuff, and that's why I'm talking for him right now, because he wants to like argue me in the comments all the time, and there's not enough room to talk. Exactly. So Tulsa, listen up, okay? So Pythagoras was the first like Freemason, right? And in order to really stand who the Freemasons are, it's just like one of the secret societies that literally Satan uses to control the world, okay? And when I say Satan, I do mean that with respect. I don't want him coming after me and shit, right? But I mean, let's talk about that before we move on to the math about this, okay? Let's talk about Pythagoras, okay? And the satanic priest caste that he gave birth to, that eventually became the Jesuits and the Jesuit Society, who were the people who finally forced the globe model into, the Commonwealth learning system, which was the British that, went around and, whatever, colonized the world, and whatever, the French and the Spanish and the Portuguese, like just off the top of my head, this was the Illuminati royal families first coming together, right, when on the eve of colonization, and going on from that. So basically, the Freemasons, like I said, I don't have any photos or videos today because I'm doing this for Tulsa, because I'm answering his questions. But you could easily just do it right now. Just pull up a window right now and be like, in Google, the Freemason world model, and then click images. And you can see it's got the sun and the moon, and then inside with the stars, and on the ground it's flat. Okay, so it's like not only is it like every ancient civilization that had the flat Earth model, it's modern organizations. Okay, so there's just this one thing. Okay, so basically, why Tulsa? Why? Why did I get into this? And why am I not like, moving on to the dark globe science satanic model? Because if I just move on to the math right away and just like the refuting and where the lies are and who's lying and this and that, you know what I mean? You're not going to understand as well. And you're not going to have like a basic understanding that it's like right now, you're thinking that the entire world since the beginning of mankind time has always thinking that it's flat, right? This is just like the perspective that you're looking at it from. But that's like the farthest from the truth. Okay, we've only had the globe model for 500 years. Okay, the first globe model that they can find only dates back to 1492, where its flat Earth maps date back to like for thousands of years. Okay, thousands of years. I'm not misinformed. You guys are misinformed. I'm telling you guys new information you've never heard before in your lives. Okay, and sure, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. The missionaries, yeah. Okay, so I know that, but this is what Flat Earth is about. You guys are hearing this, and you're like, oh my God, this guy's telling me that like flat Earth maps exist before globes, and it's like that doesn't make sense because you can't just like take this information right off the bat and then become a flat earther and see the truth. Okay, it's like fucking it's like Santa Claus, really, but the opposite. It's like, wow, it's real, holy shit, right? Maybe call it something like if you meet God or Jesus for the first time. Stephen, exactly. Okay, so listen, now that you guys are here, let's talk a little bit more about the Mayan civilization, the Mayan Riviera, okay, and why it's so important that we listen to the ancient ancestors, okay? Because what I'm about to tell you guys that you don't know, okay? You're going to be, you thinking you're pissed off now just because I said the globe map predates the flat earth map predates the globe map by thousands of years, and it's just like, oh, you're wrong. And it's like you, you hear for the first time, okay? It takes months and months to become a flat earther of research, but you can be unplugged instantly by people like me, okay, that can break the spell, okay? Because I unplug people every day instantly, boom, like that, boom, okay? I got people that contact me and they go, holy shit, man, holy fuck, I didn't realize it. That it's fucking the world's flat, exclamation, exclamation, okay? And I'm like, wow, really? It's like, how did you come about like seeing it? And they go, just by following you. Okay, and I'm not even like a pro flat earther and launching my whole career or anything like that. It's just happened naturally, okay? Because Tulsa, I have your proof, baby. I have your proof. But you gotta wait for it. You have to fucking wait for it, okay? So, okay. So, why is it so important that we're talking about the Mayans right now in flat Earth? Okay. Well, basically, I'm living down here with the Mayans, okay? And they're all over the place. It's not like up in Canada and the States where they're segregated, right? Mayan civilization down here or in Cancun, it's like, there's no reserves or anything like that. It's everyone's everywhere. And there's lots and lots and lots and lots of Mayans. And, well, what's important about this is that their history, their oral and written history, was handed down to them by their own ancestors, their Mayan ancestors, who like they got their information from carved into stone, carved into pyramid, and then also the oral history and whatnot. Okay, and so I was down here and I seen this like you'd seen at Tulsa, the flat earth, okay? And I didn't even give it two winks or nothing for a long time, maybe 6 months or something like that. Maybe 6 months it took me to look into flat earth after I was already doing the whole like conspiracy research kind of thing. But that was after I got into studying psychedelics and shamanism online for a couple years before I actually started taking the medicine and got became a member of a psychedelic ceremony band, I guess you could call it. And I was like, I was learning underneath them, okay? So basically, when you walk around the streets of Cancun, Playa del Carmen, Tulum, the Mayan Riviera, okay, the street vendors and the shops, they're selling Mayan art, okay? And let's take a look at some of this art, okay? And it's like, what were the Mayans? What are the Mayans trying to tell us? What were the ancient Mayans trying to tell us by carving into art in stone? Okay, And are we just going to ignore them, ignore that, or if we do look at it and it doesn't make sense to us, we're just going to be like, oh, they're idiots, and then close that door and then not look into it any further. You know what I mean? Like Carlos's snow globe. Okay, my buddy was it Tyler Philby? He posted like about the snow dogs in the sky. Okay, you want to get into a proof, Tulsa? Here's a dome proof. Okay, ever looked up into the sky and see sun dogs? It's like a bunch of sun rays, and they're like bent like that, and then they're bent like that, and then they're all coming like this. Um, and then you look at like one of those little toy snow domes that you get when you're a kid. You shake it up. Okay, there's one right there, okay? And you just have to look into that yourself. Because like I said, I'm not giving you any of the real peripherals tonight, okay? But let's look over at some of the Mayan art here and see what the Mayans are trying to tell us. Because either they're all crazy and they're all on this big flat Earth conspiracy 4,000 years ago with everybody else in the world, which is impossible because they're isolated society, right? So they're either liars or, like I said, well, they're in on the conspiracy, which is impossible, or they're trying to tell us something. And then there's one also other alternative. It's, let's just say, well, I can't say the people that they work for because I guess they want you to use the term people. You know what I mean? Let's just call them extraterrestrials for now, non-human extraterrestrials. The non-human extraterrestrial overlords that enslaved the Mayans, okay, and just break the ice there. They're also communicating through the Mayan art to us, but this is incognito. So let's take a look. Okay. The first one. Let's see. Okay. Okay. I mean, come on, is that not badass or what? Tell me that's not badass. Okay. Okay. This actually came to me. I told you I found a wad of cash on the street. No, I'm not on the medicine. And the last time I did the ayahuasca, Brian, was a year and a half ago. And I tell you, I do miss it. But whew, I'm going to get into the ayahuasca. You want to hear about what happens when I drink ayahuasca? I mean, you got all if you know me, I don't need no medicine to be like, holy shit, man, that guy's from another planet, right? Because planets don't even exist. You know what I mean? You look up in the planet and you say, oh, look, it's a solid fucking, it's a solid object, but there's no way of verifying that. There's no way it would hold up in court, okay? So let's look at this here, okay? So this is basically, this is art. It's actually not like a mask that someone would have worn, right? Like, this is Mayan art, okay? And so what it's called El Cargador del Tiempo, okay? The carrier of time, okay? So you can see this dude's carrying time, or what is he carrying? And what's all this stuff going around here? Why is the human having to carry all this stuff here, okay? Why is that stuff? And then, you know, okay? But this not doesn't really tell too much, this mass. This is maybe the dead, and this is the living, okay? La muerte. Yeah. I'm gonna get a little bit more details here, Tully. I know, but I told you what's going on. I told you you're gonna have to sit through 15 minutes of background and foundational basic information before we can get into the flat Earth proofs and that. Okay, because like the reason why is because I'm showing you that for thousands and thousands of years, all of humanity carved what I'm about to say into stone to warn us. And it wasn't even flat earth proofs, okay? I'm not even talking about that right now. But look at this. Bam. So this is also el cargador del tiempo, the carrier of time. You see, right? He's carrying. Here's the dude, and he's carrying the time. So this is like a Mayan calendar. Okay, a Mayan calendar, and now let's look into it. What else does anybody see here? You want some more sound effects? Okay, so do I then. Okay, here, hold on. Let me just put this in the back so it's more like a show. Well, let's do that again. Hold on. Okay. So this is el cargador del tiempo. Okay. So check it out. Does anybody see anything? Like, what do we see here? We see a human. Okay. You see a human holding a calendar. You know, consider it like a clock. Okay. It represents time. This is a calendar. Okay. So it's like, right, which, and then also he's on his knees. Okay. And right here, what do we see? Okay, what do we see? Most people, they'd say that it's a snake. Oh, it's just a snake, and and nobody knows nothing about it. Okay, snake lore, or the reason why snake symbology. But take a closer look, man. Okay. Do you see how this right here got eyes and the mouth and its huge fangs and it's big? This is what is called a serpent, okay? It's not just a snake, it's a serpent, okay? And the reason why its mouth is open is because the symbology of it has a meaning, okay? Just like the symbology of the enslaved human who is carrying the time for the reptilian, or for this serpent. See, the serpent is wrapped around the human's arm, okay? So the symbology of that is enslavement, okay? So now we come down and the mouth is open of the serpent, okay? Now there's two ways that you can interpret this. It can either be, and it's both of them are happening, and I believe that it's just both, okay? So the serpent beings, okay? The reptilians that we're all scared to talk about. Oh, reptilians, reptilians. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, you can't say reptilians. That's so fun. How dare you say that? Oh, you know what I mean? It's like the two words that you're not allowed to say is reptilians and Jesus, okay? And like you're allowed to say Satan even more, but than those reptilian and Jesus, okay? Because Jesus isn't even his name anyways. Most likely that means like Hail Zeus or Isis, which is a pagan mother god. Something like that, okay? But if you look to it, but this whole topic, so as you can see, this serpent has enslaved the human to carry time for it. And the mouth open symbolizes that it's creating this human's reality by dictating its reality, and it's also consuming this reality by eating, okay? And the reason why I say that, even though its mouth is open, and well, how can you be talking and eating at the same time? Is because around Cancun and the Mayan Riviera, sometimes the serpents and the snakes and the dragons that are carved into the stone and the buildings and the pyramids all around here, and the graffiti, some of them are consuming the water, right? And with the tongue out. So when the mouth is open and the tongue sticking out, that means that it's consuming the water and it's consuming this reality. But when the mouth is open, okay, and okay, we gonna start this off right or not? When the mouth is open, tongue's not sticking out, that means it's speaking. So that means it's dictating this reality, okay? So let's move on, okay? Okay. What's up, Andreas? Okay. So this is the second mind, you know, this is a Mayan shaman mask, okay? The last one was a warrior mask, okay? I'll just pull it up so we can see the difference quick. Okay. Even though, okay, so the one with the red and the calendar, the Cargador del Tiempo, you can see the frame around it is a jaguar. Okay, so that means this one's a warrior mask. Okay, I'll put it down. Oh, first I want to point out this warrior mask. You see the serpents here. Here's the jaguar, okay, which resembles the warrior, and here's the serpent, which resembles the reptilian overlords. You know, to be quite honest, that's who the devil is. Okay. Just get over it, okay? Because your grandma warned you about the devil, and I'm doing it now too. It's just we're using different words, but your grandma's not crazy, is she? No. All right. Okay. Go back here. Now this one here. Okay. So here we go. So this is a Mayan shaman mask, okay? And so you can see it doesn't have the you know, the jaguar headpiece or headdress, you know, which is I wouldn't want to wear like a dead animal on my face anyway. Anyway, so now you can see it's just straight up. You got the big serpent here, and then you have the jaguar here. Okay, so this resembles, you know, basically the war between the two worlds, the warrior, the Mayan warrior, and the reptilian, you know, overlords. Okay, so now let's look further into this. Now, what's this? Now let's look into this dude here. Okay, let's look. This dude. Why does he have his hair? Okay, why does he have this hair in this fashion? Okay, and you'll see on all Mayan art, they're always wearing the hair like this, where it's all flicked up forward. Okay, half of the art's flicked up forward like that. And then the rest of the art looks like this. Bam! Okay? Scared you, didn't I? Okay? So this is a shaman totem. Okay? This is a Mayan shaman. So who were the Mayan shamans? And what's the difference between me being, you know, basically, I mean, you can kind of say I'm a Mayan shaman, but that's just basically where this stuff, most of it comes from. And I'm here. But I'm from Canada. And so it doesn't matter. You can become a shaman, it doesn't matter where you're from in the world, but basically it's an archetype that you're born with. You know what I mean? Like Dalai Lama or something, right? I'm not saying the Dalai Lama, but like, you know, it's like handed down the family, it's ancestral, you know what I mean? My shamana, my maestra, like she grew up with this stuff. She grew up being a shamana, well, watching her parents like do ayahuasca ceremonies, and she would be at the ceremony all night, and just she wouldn't take the medicine, but she'd be like doing it before she was old enough to even take the medicine, man. Flat Earth, well, Brian, if you look at the heading, it says tonight live. First, it says on becoming flat Ferdinand, and then it says psychedelic shamanism, and then it says FTFE Craig debate round two, round 1-2 commentary, and flat Earth Q&A. So I don't know, like, what you guys are like. If you guys don't read instructions and shit, the flat Earth Q&A is at the end of all this shit, okay? And the reason why is because Tulsa has to get through all this, okay? Because this is for him. He was whining. You want me to answer all your questions? Fine. But we're getting through this first, okay? Because if we don't, then you're not going to have the understanding of how I arrived to where I got to, okay? Because I'm in a part of the world where everything is carved into stone, all this stuff. Okay, so look at the top of this Mayan shaman's head. Okay, and don't tell me it's not interesting. Okay, what does that look like? You know, tell me that doesn't look like Oscar the Grouch or something, or Fozzie Bear. Okay, that ain't no Fozzie Bear. Okay, maybe Oscar the Grouch, but you know who even looks like most? Fuck. Uh, that is a serpent. Okay, do you see? It's got no body on the back, but it's got the head of like a jackal. Okay, you going to wrestle around with that? Like, never mind if you're Crocodile Dundee. Okay. Ah. Okay. So why is the shaman wearing serpent on his head, and why and the other mask? No, there's serpents there. Okay. Why is there always reptiles carved into stone, reptilian beings carved into stone with the Mayans and subsequently the Aztecs also, and just basically all of the native stuff down here, they've all got the reptilian lore, okay? Well, basically because what happened when they built the pyramids, why did they build the pyramids? Okay? Well, so I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna move on from it from now, but I'm just telling you guys that these serpent gods enslaved the Mayans, okay? And they're the serpent overlords for the gods, for the serpent gods. When I went to Chichen Itza, I was totally taken back. I was like, holy shit, Chichen Itza is the city of the pyramids, okay? And they got everything carved into the stone down there for like from I don't know 5,000 years ago, okay? And they built all these pyramids that defy modern day science or whatever, well, like, you know, or technology. They can't get it anymore. And it's like, so what I'm saying, Tulsa, is like without even looking into it or researching anything about what like the Mayans do or say or carved into stone, what they believe and whatever, you can't just write them off and be like, oh, they're stupid. I'm smarter than the Mayans and the Egyptians too. They're stupid. They have no idea what flat is. When they, you know what I mean? They must have just built those pyramids and fluked out when they when they measured that the corners of the pyramids are exactly flat. It's not even a dime width, like a dime width apart. Okay, and basically what you're saying, Tulsa, is that the Egyptians and the Mayans were so stupid that it's not even worth looking into the claim that their world model was flat, right? And it's like, okay, and that's just not the reality of the world we live in, okay? If all of humanity from the beginning of time, well, I'm just making a point. Exactly, Tulsa. Like, you know, this is what everyone, this is basically globeheadism, okay? I'm just making, and the reason why, okay, Tulsa, if you didn't say that, no, well, I didn't say you actually said it. I'm saying this is your perspective, okay? Well, yeah, it was because you're saying anything that has to do, yes, it is, because earlier today, Tulsa and I were talking, and he was asking questions and this and that. And I was like, hey, you know what? All your questions are leading back into stuff that you don't believe in and you don't want to talk about. So I'm not going to waste my time commenting. I'll go live with you tonight and tell you then. Okay? And it's all leading back into spiritual warfare and who is the devil. Okay? So this is what I'm talking about. You straw man, whatever, man. You are such an alarmist because you're so scared of, 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 of becoming a flat earther yourself. You know what I mean? You are a flat earther scaredy cat, okay? So basically, Kosa, the reason why I'm pulling you through this, okay, is because I'm telling you and all the people, you know, and I will, even though there's not many people watching right now, it doesn't matter. This was not promoted, and I'm doing this for Tulsa, is that the Mayans have carved into stone and wear it on their heads everywhere. They have snakes on their heads on every single photo, ancient like art piece. They have snake on their head, okay? And because that is who the devil is. the reptilian beings, the Mayans carved into the stone, okay, this represents the Satan, okay, and the devil, okay? So I'm just telling you, when I reference Satan or the devil, okay, well, it's not just me who believes it. It's not and honestly, I don't believe it anymore. I know it, okay? I've fought the devil face to face many times, and I'll explain this right after I put this down, okay? So don't tell me, oh, I'm not gonna fucking believe in anything you talk about Satan or whatever. You're gonna shut down on me after I just showed you, hey man, well, these guys got it carved into stone, and they're snake people that come from another reality, okay? So that's the foundation of what we're going to move forward on. And if I didn't tell you this right now, then you're just going to be denying Satan and the devil's existence. And I'm saying, okay, well, you know what? I got the Mayans and shit carved into stone right here. And you know what? Let me tell you one other thing before we move on to flat Earth, okay? Exactly, exactly. Well, let me tell you the difference between what your belief is and what felt experience of reality is. Okay? Taking somebody's word for something, listening to someone, hey man, this is reality. The devil exists or doesn't exist. What's up, Mike Roberts? The devil exists or the devil does not exist, and you're just taking someone's word for it. Dude, I am way past that level, and I would never claim that, like, and talk about all this stuff in public and correct people if I did not know exactly what I'm talking about and been through what I've been through, okay? And let me just tell you exactly right now what I'm talking about, because you need to get shaken down one last time. What's up, Mike Roberts? I miss you. You joined at a great time. So I'm just explaining to my buddy here. There's a reason why I'm going live, just because what I talk, all the stuff I'm talking about, you can't type it out in comments. You know what I mean? So I've just given a basic background into who the Mayans carved into stone, which were the serpent people. Okay, and basically what I'm saying, that's who the devil is. And so if I reference the devil or Satan or demonic possession. Okay, well, I got a whole civilization here backing me, not to mention all of Christianity and the Abrahamic religions. Okay, I mean, that's not, I mean, this devil saying thing. You guys never seen a ghost before? Or you never heard, felt a presence, it was non-human. It's like, well, it feels like there's somebody in the room. I felt it up my back. Okay, come on, Mike. Mike, the restaurant that we grew up in had a ghost in it. You know what I mean? Like, you heard about it. I knew the ghost. It's a friendly ghost. It's no problem. So it's like, so you guys got to shake yourselves down if you don't want to. Learning about flat Earth, first of all, what I'm saying is, when I reference the devil, don't get scared. Don't get scared. Don't spiral off on me, Tulsa. Okay? Because I got it fucking carved into stone here, and it wrote about it in this book for thousands of years, and even before this book was written. Okay? Now, that's not my proof, but let me tell you right now, Tulsa, and then we're going to move on, because now we're talking about psychedelic shamanism. Okay? How I know the devil exists. Okay? Well, first of all, I've looked people in the eye that I've known all my life, and it was not them anymore. Okay? And the person that's looking out, looking back, that's not the person I grew up with. They don't give a fuck. They just want to kill and destroy that person that they're occupying's life. Destroy relationships, all that. And the way that, we've all seen these people. You've never seen somebody, keep showing it, because that's the serpent carved into stone. Okay? Do you see on my wall back here? Check it on the wall back here. You see this here? This is the hair depiction of a serpent. So they're always wearing their fucking hair up like this. This is supposed to be a snake, okay? You see the snake? I'm Mayan, right? I'm an ancient Mayan shaman. Everywhere I go, I gotta wear a snake on my head, which symbolizes the reptilian dominance of our mind and our basically the collective consciousness that we live in, okay? So one night, Tulsa, you want to talk about, okay, belief in the devil or not, okay? Okay, let's do that, okay? So other than helping people that were totally like coke, crack, and alcohol out, and it's clearly that that's not the person that I grew up with. Once I came to Mexico, started learning about all this shit, and I was going to the ayahuasca ceremonies, then I learned that drug abuse and alcohol abuse is how you can uh, get demonic possession, okay? And another way to demonic possession is by being sexually abused. You can, so that's why Catholic priests, or not just Catholic priests, I shouldn't say that, okay? It's just this pedophilia and, well, in the evil satanic priest caste of religion. It's not just Catholicism, they got it in the other ones too. The reason why the pedophiles are doing this is because that's how these priests are themselves possessed by a demon, and that demon wants to spread itself like a virus because this is what they are. And so so just so you know, now you have a basic understanding of demonic possession and demons is carved in the stone. Okay, well, you believe it or not, here's my experience, Tulsa. Okay, here's my experience. I think it may be over like the second or third time I did ayahuasca. We're in a ceremony. There's like 10 or 12 of us, and there's the 3 shamans playing music and smoking the peace pipe with you and sprinkling fairy dust on you and doing all this weird stuff. Dancing around, singing, playing instruments. It's super cool. Okay, so one day, this guy starts freaking out. He's fucking rolling around like freaking, and all of a sudden it turned bad. And he's like, ah, ah, ah. You know what I mean? Like fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger on Total Recall at the end there. And then it turned really bad. Okay, and motherfucker started freaking out like, like his tongue was just going like this, and it's just I've never heard anyone make these noises before in my life. Like I've never heard a human make these noises before in my life. And basically, for the next 3 hours, the demon inside this guy that has possessed this guy's body tried to destroy his body by thrashing him and stuff. And so the demon inside him was making these non-human noises. Okay, so a human could not make the noises that this guy was making for 3 hours, just screaming for his life. Like it was not him screaming for his life. These were not human noises. Humans can't make this noise with their tongue. And so basically, if you've ever seen a demonic possession, like movie, like The Exorcist and Exorcism, have you ever seen an exorcism on the movie? It was the exact same thing. Exact same thing. Even worse. The only thing is there was no levitation. There's no levitation, and there was no, he wasn't like coming after you and shit. Like all of a sudden, like a clear fucking talking and shit. Okay. And so basically, I was on ayahuasca too, puking my brains out. It was the strongest night. And then once I finally could help out, I went over and helped. And then basically, I gave the guy, helped him support up, give him a hug, and held him and stuff, and let the other guys go because they're exhausted. It was like the guy's brother, and then the 2 shaman brothers were switching on and off. And then finally, I just showed up and was like, okay, I got it. And basically, I gave the guy the hug and held him for like 20 minutes and then put him down on the ground to sleep. And then whatever happened after that was some weird shit that it wasn't me doing it, right? So it's like the medicine takes place in your mind and then the medicine takes over, right? So, but what happened after that was 4 days, I could not get out of bed. 4 days, I could not get out of bed except go to the bathroom and eat. Go for food, come back, go to the kitchen, come back, go to the bathroom, come back. I was not sick. Nothing at all. Demonic entity inside of him sucked 4 days of life out of me. And that's how I know that, you know, what is known as the devil, a demon, whatever exists, okay? Because I've had that felt experience of reality, okay, that you have not had. And so let's move on to flat Earth. That being said, let's move on to flat Earth, because flat Earth is exactly that. It is the felt experience of reality, okay? It's not uh, taking some dead guy's word for it a long time ago. It's not, it's not, like I said, satanic science, or also known as scientism. Science that you need to use your belief or faith or dogma in order to like accept as facts. And it's like you just live your life like this is science as fact, when really there's no way to prove it at all. So then you say, yeah, but everyone's all of my life, everyone's always known we live on a globe. We live on a globe. And all right. But then it's like, okay, well, are you man enough, Tulsa? Do you have the balls to critically research your own beliefs? Right? And that's what makes a difference between a flat earth warrior and a globe head fool. Okay? With all due respect, okay? And I'm not calling you a globe head fool, Tulsa, okay? I'm calling Craig, FTFE, a globe head fool. Okay, let's get into it then. Okay, so let's talk about scientism. Okay, I'm going to leave the heavy spiritual words down for put them away for now, because now we're going to get into being flat Ferdinand. Because when I'm talking about shamanism, I'm not flat Ferdinand. Okay, so boom, I'm flat Ferdinand again. Okay, this is bullshit, yo. Such bullshit. Look, you want to talk about, say, the scientism. Okay, so let's talk about scientism. What is scientism, Tulsa? This is all of the science that like cannot be proven. Okay, so they teach us in high school what the scientific method is, right? The scientific method of observation, okay, is when you can accept science as fact, if you can verify this yourself, okay? And this is what a real like scientist, real science, and real scientists know this, that if you can't prove, you can't prove what you're saying by at least using the scientific method to back it up, then it's as good as a lie or a spell, okay? So first we're going to talk about the lie, and then we'll talk about the spell. So what is the lie, okay? What really is the lie? The lie is that when you look out at the ocean, the ocean curves, okay? And when you look at it, yeah, you know, it seems like it kind of like rises up, right? And it's like, oh, it looks like it's going up and curving. And then the boat, as it sails away, it disappears, right? This is Flat Earth 101. Like, this is the first topic of your first day of Flat Earth 101 school, your first class. This would be the first like topic, the first 5 minutes, okay? And it would be like, how many people think that the boat goes over the curb? You know, Tulsa, you probably put your hand up. And how many people think that the boat did not go over the curb? And then other people put their hand up, right? You watch a video of it going over the curb and then not, and whatever, right? And so 500 years ago, when they fooled the world with boats going over the curb, it was the exact same time that the first telescopes were invented. What a coincidence. Yeah. Tulsa, I mean, seriously, that's not cool. Like, if you're like commenting a fucking essay, like, you know, you said that you wouldn't fucking do that, and now you hear you're doing that, okay? So you're strawmanning me right now by posting. Now listen to what the scientific method is, okay? Because any globehead can go to any controlled opposition site, like Craig was going to just, oh, this is Webster's and it says water and level, and he's trying to tell me diagonal is not is level. So basically, what I'm saying, Tulsa, is that the scientific method is real simple. It's based on three things, okay? Being observable and measurable. These first two things, okay? It's being observable and measurable. The third thing is that you can show people it, that it's repeatable, that you can bring people back to the site to another time and show people it. Now, here's the thing where you globeheads completely, it blows right over your head, and you guys don't even care, but it totally, once you're flat earther, this is where like, the foolery starts, okay? It's like the scientific method. You have to be able to show it to a human being. You can't just say it or show it in a book, like draw it on a picture, or like, you know what I mean? I mean, it goes both ways, right? But flat earth science is about real scientific like method-backed evidence only, okay? Like, this is what I'm talking about right now, okay? The fact that the Bible, for example, reiterates exactly scientific measurement, scientific method back flat earth measurement. Like if you take any 2 points of land and measure in between, hey, Tulsa, fuck off, man. I'm not here to read your paragraph, and I'm not here to argue you. You told me you're going to sit here and behave like a gentleman, and I'm going to answer your questions. So fuck off, okay? And you're gonna have to listen to me, or you can literally, you can fuck up. I'm not gonna read you your paragraph, bro. Like just because this is what you're doing. You're being a globehead. This is exactly what Craig would do. As soon as you don't like hearing what I have to say, because what it's saying is what you're saying is wrong. Okay? What you're saying is wrong. Just shut up and let me talk. Right? You're being a globehead right now. Okay, I understand that you're like, no, the scientific method is this, it's this, and then you go and whatever. But you know, no, I'm swearing because you're pissing me off. That's how I do. That's how I control people. I control people by tones of voice, or not people, conversation. Okay, if you're gonna start to be rude, then I'm gonna tell you and show you that you're being rude. And then when it pisses me off, I let that shit fly, sucker. Well. So basically, Tulsa, you're just gonna have to like listen. The scientific method is not a big fucking 6-page long paragraph, and gravity does not have an equation or formula, or not has 3 or 4. Okay, the scientific method is 3 things: to be observable, repeatable, and measurable. That's it. Okay, you can't measure or repeat any curve of the ocean at all, but you can measure that it's flat everywhere. And until you're a fucking globehead, well, I'm not showing you tonight, okay? So fuck off, right? I'm telling you, you're lucky that I'm doing this right now, okay? I like, you know, here you go again, being a dick, okay? I told you, hey, you know, there's no photos and no video and no evidence tonight for you, because you're gonna have to fucking wait, because today I installed a door. What's up, Joe? I'm just giving Tulsa shit, okay? Telling him he's going to have to wait for my scientific flat earth evidence, and he has to wait till I get through all of like the satanic background of globe science, okay? Because globe science is scientism, okay? It's actually a science that you cannot prove. So what Tulsa is saying, that you can prove that there's a curve in the ocean, and that's false, okay? That's a lie. And what every flat earther is saying is that we can prove that the ocean is flat. And we have the experiments and the measurements and the scientific method backed experiments and records. And there is not one person has ever found any or measured any curve in the ocean. And anything that is up there is like a lie, and it's a fake, and it's a false, okay? Okay, Tulsa. So you remember? Let's talk about FTFE. Okay. So the other day, I had a debate actually last night and then 3 nights ago. This guy has a YouTube channel called Fight the Flat Earth, okay? And he's a total dork, and I'm being nice by saying that, okay? And okay, Tulsa, do you remember when Craig FTF he showed that video from Discovery Channel Science, and there's a show like a nice couple on a boat with like a laser, and it's like, oh, let's see the laser experiment going across a lake, right? And the only thing that they could show that they would show was the laser like going off into the fog or disappearing into the nowhere. They would not show it go. There was not one photo that had the laser going straight across the lake to the other end of the, or whatever it was, the sea basin going across the other end to the land. There was not one photo of that. And it's a laser experiment going from land to land. And they wouldn't show one picture of land to land. And it's so obvious. It's like controlled opposition. And so that's where you are right now, Tulsa. Is like you're in controlled opposition. Okay. So I mean, let's talk about your satanic math science. Let's talk about it. Okay. I've put you through enough because they got this shit carved into stone. So if you're trying to say, look, every flat earther knows that the ocean is flat because they've watched the flat ocean YouTube video experiments that are hard to find because YouTube keeps taking them down. There's any video that you can pull up where there's an experiment between two lands and this flat earth proves the earth is flat, okay? And I'll explain to you why. So, yeah, you would be a good shill. Well, actually, you wouldn't, right? In order to be a shill, you have to be a flat earther and like a satanic flat earther or just like a shithead flat earther. But most of them are Satanists, like Eric Dubé. So basically, Tulsa, what do you guys, Joe, here we go. Okay, here is the argument. The argument is the ocean's flat or not, okay? And so where's the curve? So if we live on a sphere, okay, which is 40,000 kilometers in diameter or radius or circumference, right? I think it's circumference, 40,000 kilometers, right? So this is NASA numbers, okay? Here's your satanic math, Tulsa. Well, look, we're going with mainstream science and what NASA and mainstream science has been teaching the world for the last, Darwinism and Mark Sargent shills. Mark Sargent is for sure. Okay, Jeranism, we'll see. But basically, the mathematical equation to find the curvature of a sphere, which is 40,000 kilometers, is 8 inches. 40,000 kilometers in circumference is 8 inches times a mile squared. Okay, this is accepted trigonometry. This is, you can check it. You know what I mean? And you're telling me my math's bad, and I'm telling you that I know globe head math way better than you do. I'm teaching you right now what 8 inches times a mile squared is for the first time because you are such a globe head, you won't look into flat earth science. Okay? So if there's a curve in the ocean, you have to add the equation 8 inches times a mile squared in between any 2 points of land to calculate the curvature of the earth that's supposed to be in between those 2 pieces of land. Okay, so you take like 100 kilometers and you factor in 8 inches by the mile square, and you're looking at like, well, let's see, let me pull it up, right? It's that simple. They got the curvature calendar here, right here. See, curvature calendar. Curvature calendar. It's so lame too. Curvature calendar. Oh yeah, here we go. Flat Earth. Okay, so like I mean, space.com. I can't find it. Well, whatever, man. Basically, and between any 2 points, okay, like I have one, for example, I'll tell you one that I know already, okay? So I live between 2 points, and there's 10 kilometers in between them, Punta Cancun and Punta Nizuc, okay? And so between 10 kilometers, if you plug in this formula, 8 inches by the mile square, there should be 7 meters of curvature in between these 2 points of land, okay? So that means there should be, like if there was a 7 meter tall building in the middle point and 5 kilometers from me, then the water would be blocking the building standing up, okay? What are you laughing at, Tulsa? This is your math. This is what you have to subscribe to, okay? Like you have to add this trigonometry formula to calculate the curvature of your evil globe. Your evil dark globe here, that's what it is. Are you trying to tell me that, are you refuting this mainstream science and NASA formula for calculating the curvature? I mean, that's just so stupid. Okay, it's all over the internet. It's totally accepted. It's what everyone's teaching. Okay, this is not flat Earth. This is your satanic curvature. This is actually real. This is not even satanic math. To find the fuck you, Carlos. To find the curvature of a circle, this is basic trigonometry. Okay, misrepresenting it. You guys are morons because you never even heard. Tulsa, you've never heard this kind of perspective before, okay? I'm not misrepresenting nothing. You've never even looked into trying to understand adding your own math to the curvature of the ocean, okay? So basically, if you believe in the globe, you have to add this trigonometry formula in between 2 points of land to find the curvature of the ocean, okay? And if you guys cannot find the curvature, if there's no curvature blocking the 2 points of land, then it's just flat, right? So if we're on a globe, all of the ocean has to be curving at the exact same rate, okay? I am not Satan. I am Jesus. You better get that straight, okay? And hey, I don't got any beef with Satan. I'm just saying he exists, and so do reptilians and shit. And that's why they're carved into stone right here, Carlos. I'm sure they got a lot of this weird shit carved in stuff in San Salvador too. Okay? So, you know, what were they trying to tell us? Carving in serpent beings into stone. And it's still here 5,000 years later. Well, thank you. Yes, I am somewhat of a wizard, but like, you know, I haven't studied wizardry much. Okay? Yes, I'm studying psychedelic shamanism. That's why I don't introduce myself as a wizard or a witch or a sorcerer, okay? I am a psychedelic shaman and anti-sorcerer, okay? I'm not out here doing sorcery proactively. I'm here taking out evil sorcerers like FTFE, okay? You want to talk about how he's a sorcerer? He's not even a sorcerer because he's like a low-level witch, okay? So let's talk about this curvature more, because you guys, and Carlos is also a witch. You're just like FDFE, Carlos. You're a low-level witch too, because what you guys use is you're basically using evil. You're basically using black magic in the form of neuro-linguistic. It's not even like hypnosis or programming. It's like neuro-linguistic shutdown. Okay, you're not letting people speak their minds and stuff. You're not letting them finish what they say and then responding in the middle of someone's like what they're talking about is, oh fuck, shut the fuck up. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And you know what that really is? That's just your guys' egos inside, because you and Tulsa, you guys, you're just like, you're not as evolved as I am, for example, and controlling my ego. Sure, you guys have seen it. Sure, I get pissed off, and so do you. Neuro-linguistic. I'm just saying, we all are at our own egoic states, okay? And it's like, when I'm talking about your guys' ego, I'm talking about relating to flat Earth, okay? Because flat Earth This weighs on everyone's soul. And at the beginning, most people get really pissed off. And people like Carlos and Tulsa, you guys are holding on to it. Because, for example, Carlos grew up and at his kitchen table, he had science magazines and all that stuff. And it was interesting. And it was like he grew up in a dream and he can't let it go. It's kind of like, hey, man, Santa Claus isn't real either. Okay. And if you're wondering why Santa is dressed in red, and why Satan is red, and Satan has the same letters as Santa is because they're both the same guy, okay? So what I'm saying is, if you guys don't want to take the 8 inches per mile square and calculate the curvature of a sphere, which is 40,000 kilometers in circumference, using mainstream science and NASA trigonometry, this is on the NASA site, okay? This is not my math. You guys cannot deny this. What I'm telling you right now, this is your belief, whether you like it or not. You have to believe this shit because you're a globe head still. All people who think they live on a globe have to believe in this invisible curve that is supposed to be there based on this mathematical equation given to you by your slave masters that you fight for. Okay? So, Elsa, here's your satanic math right there. They're telling you there's a curve in the water, and it's not there. Okay? What are you talking about? There's no straw man. Straw man what? Now, you guys have two views, right? Because you guys think that the ocean magically curves, right? Okay. Well then, okay, here's your math, and then here's the equation. So then there should be like a 7-meter tall building in between these 2 points, or in between 100 kilometers. Whatever, Carlos, honestly, to be honest, even though you say nobody cares, you are the one that cares the most out of my flat earth. Even though you're an anti-fan, you're the biggest fan I have. So let's get that right, okay? You love this shit, and it gives you excitement, and it's like, you know, your days are boring without me, okay? And honestly, you provide me with a lot of excitement too. You know, we take each other on emotional roller coaster rides, and in the end, I think we're both good guys in the end. We both know that, but we're still waiting for the other guy to shit the bed officially, okay? And I'll give it to you, you know, I mean, you know, I almost shit the bed. It was kind of like, well, I have something to talk to you about in private from about before. It's not flat earth or whatever, but you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. You're a good guy, Carlos, because, you know, I can tell you come from a good family, okay? And, you know, I don't know what happened to you, right? Okay, Tosa, so I just explained your satanic math right there. Not yours. I'm not saying it's yours, but I just explained to you what satanic globe science is. 100% in a nutshell right there. Okay? And it doesn't, you don't need a big fucking 2-page long definition for what the scientific method is. Okay? The scientific method means you have to be able to see it with your own eyes. You have to be able to measure it. Like it has to have a shape. And you have to be able to like do it again and show people. That's it. That's it. I just did. And here, so you're saying that there's a curve on the ocean here based on, this is what you have to say, right? This is your view that you have to back up and prove to me is true. You have to prove to me that the oceans bend based on that mathematical equation, okay? And so there's not one video that or picture that you can show me where the ocean is bending or curving, okay? Whatever is out there, you know, there's a lot of stuff that looks like curves. There's a lot of stuff that looks like curves, and it's not, because here's the next thing that we're going to learn now, okay? So let's just reiterate, okay? The Mayan civilization carved into stone reptilian beings that forced them into slavery, okay? And the same beings are talked about in all of the Abrahamic religion scriptures, okay? So when I talk about the devil and Satan and shit, Don't come at me like I don't believe in that shit, because that's just bullshit. Okay, that's not the reality of where we live in. Okay, all right. So then we're talking about the satanic math. You have to, you have to show me and prove to me that the water is curving. And I'm telling you right now, between any 2 points of land, as long as the photo, as long as the camera can show the distant land, okay, then it proves that it's flat, okay? If you can zoom in, so this is how it works, okay? So there's you guys are under the spell right now where you think the boat goes over the curve. And they cast that spell on people when telescopes were invented. Because the first people that got the telescope, they were like, what the fuck? Look, there is no curve. Or they know it's flat before. But when they got the telescope, that's when they were like, look, we can fool people by telling them there's a curve. That's what I'm trying to say. They're like, hey, look, we can fool people because the boat comes back into view with the telescope, okay? So you guys think the boat goes over the curve, and then that's why. But that's false. You take a high-powered zoom lens, and you zoom in again, and the boat reappears, okay? So again, there's your curve there. There's no curve with the formula. There's no curve from Ireland to England, and there's no curve in between the last thing I just said. So basically, yeah. So I mean, I'm answering your question. Do you want to know about satanic math and and debating Craig? Let's talk about globehead witchcraft, okay? Because honestly, you guys aren't like I can set up a GoFundMe to get you. Look, let's talk about globe. Let's talk about globe science witchcraft, okay? Because the people that started globe science, they were not witches. They trust me, they were sorcerers. And who do you think the sorcerers bosses were? Okay. Well, let's take ourselves back to let's go back to Lord of the Rings with Sauron. You know who Sauron is? That dude. Okay. Okay. Well, who's Sauron's boss? Okay. Let's ask. Hola, Brenda. Tulsa. Who does Sauron on Lord of the Rings answer to? Carlos, who does Sauron answer to? Okay? And why when he's looking through, he said the eye of Sauron? Why is it a reptilian eye? Okay? Or you guys, oh, it's just a coincidence, it's just a movie and all that shit. Well, yeah, we're talking about a movie, but I'm still, doesn't matter. I'm just illustrating the fact that when you're a sorcerer, okay, you're not the top of the food chain, okay? And when you're a witch, you're at the bottom of the food chain, okay? That's where Carlos is. Carlos is right now is at witch level. Tulsa, you are not there yet, okay? This is where I am at shaman level, and I'm learning, you know, from there. Let's just say that, okay? But I don't consider myself a wizard or a sorcerer, but I do consider myself an exorcist. And not only have I known that, and that's been true in my life for, I don't know, like at least 15 years, I've been exercising, you know, demons out of people, whether I knew it or not. I've only known about it for about literally a couple years or a year. But basically, yeah. So this is what shamans do too. So like the shaman, let's talk about what the shaman, who the shaman was before civilization and humans were just living in villages in the forest or whatever. But the shaman was the person. That's right, Carlos. You are a witch, bitch. And you're my witch. You know what I'm saying? Like evil witches and good witches, they still exchange brews. You know what I'm saying? I got you, man. I got that dark brew. And ayahuasca is a dark brew, but the thing is, it actually looks and tastes a bit like root beer mixed with chocolate and ass and gasoline. But it's more just kind of like uh, like a coffee syrupy chocolate acid, like with a bit of not even gasoline, but it's almost like the cup used to have like some oil in it, from a year ago. Anyway, so ayahuasca can be used for good or evil. And so many people are like, oh, ayahuasca is evil. You only see like serpents and blah, blah, blah. But basically, it's like, you know, that's what magic is. Magic is psychedelics. Modern civilization, now, modern civilization is cities and farming. So I'm talking about pre-agriculture and I'm talking about pre-agricultural cities and farming cities in the last, like, basically in our epoch, which only goes back less than 10,000 years ago. Okay. So it's like, well, as far as human history that we're allowed to teach and talk about, you know what I mean? So, yeah. So the shaman was the male or female that basically lived at the edge of the village and was a little bit like different. Let's say his there's only 5% of people in the world that are born that have the shaman archetype. Okay, I'm one of them. Okay, just saying. Well, let's say I'm just saying if it was like a 5%, I don't know what that is. Okay, all I know is that 5% of people in the world are indigo or they have ADHD. You can call me this way. I'm an indigo. I'm an indigo warrior soul. I'm an indigo child. Someone said, "Oh, Franz, do you have ADHD?" I said, "No, I don't have it." Okay, but when I was eating Babylon food and drinking alcohol and snorting stuff and stuff like that and all that. Yeah, like when you're an indigo, then you exhibit uncontrollable, hyperactive, and mental, mental instability, this and that. Like I was not mentally unstable, but yeah, man, like when you go through hard times in your life and you're on a Babylon diet and you are an indigo, then what happens is you can get what's called ADHD. So that's why they give it to kids when they're so young, because kids, they're in school and after they sleep for I was drunk the other night. Exactly. That doesn't mean I have ADHD. And honestly, you know what? The other night when by the way, the first debate when I was drunk, okay, I came from a Mexican birthday party across the street, and this is not like this is like real Mexico, real Mexican, okay? I came from that party where I wasn't even drunk, man. I had like 3 beers, but honestly, I had like 10 joints or something. But it was because I was so hyper. I just came from, and all the friends that they've been drinking since when they're wasted, sweaty, slobber drunk, and all of a sudden we sing "Happy Birthday" for my buddy, and the Mexican. Uh, the tradition is that you get the cake smashed. You get the cake smashed in your face, but this time they put a cake on the table and he smashed my buddy's head right into it. And that's what he goes. He goes, "Okay, go for it." And then his wife comes up behind and goes, "Boosh!" And he comes up and he's got the cake all in his face. And then you sit there and take pictures for 10 minutes with cake in his face. I have the pictures. I'm gonna show them to you guys eventually, probably on the part 3 of the debate. Okay, because Craig at FTFE. Do you know how much money he made off me last night? It was almost $350 US that he made off of me, and I didn't even make plane sounds. Okay. Robert Blakely, what were you wondering? The Babylon diet. Okay, let's get into that. So, what is the Babylon diet? Okay. Well, first of all, like, how do I look, guys? How do the whites of my eyes look? I'm not saying you guys are unhealthy or everything. I'm just saying, how do I look? You know what I mean? Carlos, you look good. Carlos, you look good. You look like you've lost some weight, or I don't know, at least you shaved your beard or something. I don't know. It's one of the two. You look happier. Tulsa, I have no fucking clue what's going on with your beard, man. You got to definitely have a full family of like American Eagles living in there now. because it looks like you haven't even like trimmed or washed that thing for 5, 6 years. Okay, seriously, I don't know what you do. You keep like olive oil on it or something, or you dunk it in lard. I don't know what happens, but like apparently apparently, well, you're looking better these days because before you were looking shabby, Carlos. But Tulsa, you know what I'm saying? Like, did you see that Facebook memes going around? It's like, oh, apparently, unfortunately, women, your man's beard has got like 10,000 parasites living in it. Do you know what I mean? And then you got to add Tulsa. So 10,001, you got 10,001 parasites living in your home. Okay? Take that, butthead. So let's talk about the Babylon diet, okay? And why my eyes are so white and they didn't used to be so white anymore, okay? Maybe they're bluer too, but I honestly I don't really care. Like I don't like people always they get weird about me because how blue my eyes are, okay? And it's kind of like it's old and stuff. Like cleaning ladies around here, like I basically like I live in a hotel, right? And all the cleaning ladies want me to pull them in and just like tune on them, right? But I don't, and I'm not because you know I'm not a slut. You know what I mean? So, I mean, you guys wish you're sluts, like you could be. It's just not your guys' reality. Just like this globe here. So, what is the Babylon diet? Okay, so first of all, what is Babylonia, and why do I say, Carlos? Honestly, you're right. You're right, Carlos. I had too much of my mom's diet. Growing up, my mom fed me processed food, but we also had a German European like French restaurant that you know I learned what real food is at a young age. But I ate very rich and of deep fried, a lot of fried schnitzel. I mean, I ate schnitzel every day until I was like 30, right? So basically Babylon is where the royal families come from and where the Illuminati comes from and where like all of this where religion got bastardized from because there was no religion originally. It was just divine scriptures handed to man from other uh, beings that are not humans, okay? We have, you know, the Abrahamic scriptures, whether there's benevolent or malevolent beings. I believe there's bad and good beings contributing to all of the Abrahamic scriptures. Okay, thank God for Jesus, because if not, then who knows? Okay, what's going on? So Babylon diet. What is the Babylon diet? Okay, so the Babylon diet is unnatural food. It is processed food. It is boxed food. It is processed sugar. It is iodized salt. It is anything that kills you. But the main thing the Babylon diet is, well, I'm telling you what the Babylon diet is now, Robert. Okay, of course, Robert, obviously you know what Babylon is. Dan, what's going on, Dan? I'm saying what Babylon is for Tulsa because I know he doesn't know anything about Babylon, okay? So the reason why I say Babylon is because if you listen to reggae, they always sing about Babylon. The Babylon, Babylon this, Babylon that. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, I'm just gonna take a small fucking flat Earth reggae Babylon break here because Tulsa needs this to sink in. Okay, Babylon, Tulsa. You know what I'm saying, Tulsa? Sometimes you really just gotta chill out and sit back and listen, bro. And one thing for you. Because you're a globehead, Tulsa. The earth is flat. The earth is flat. The earth is flat. What is this? The turtle. The Mayan's head being eaten by a huge serpent. You see that? Okay? This is a carving of where we live. Okay? This is the Mayan representation of our world, okay? The humans are enslaved by the reptilians. Okay? Who built this place, or they claim that it's theirs. Maybe they didn't build this, right? I hope that the creator is not reptilians, okay? Look at this shit. There's the dome here. There's the dome. The earth is flat. The earth is flat. Okay? Now don't make me pull out that song again. Yeah, right. Every Mayan I talk to that I go around, like not everyone, pretty much every single work crew that what I'm just saying is Tulsa is that this carving here represents that what I just explained to you was that, right? I'm just saying the Mayans carved this. The art is the representation of the human enslavement by the reptilian beings, the overlords, okay? And not only that, they fucking eat us and shit, okay? So hey, if hell is real, maybe it's a place where humans are grown and eaten because, you know, this is what they eat. Reptiles eat other, like, beings, other things that move and shit, right? So, but, you know, this is it. Okay, so what's the Babylon diet, Robert? I think we are all alien hybrids from all the info I've seen. Well, yeah. Well, apparently we're a shit mix now because we've all been living on the surface. So all surface-dwelling humans, what's up, Michael Clinton? How's your vacation going? So all surface-dwelling humans, puta madre, no me digas eso, fucking pinche cabrón. Dude, in Spanish. That's when my Spanish is the bomb. Okay? You know, you got me fucking with the cop. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Look, down here, one of the first couple things, before I got into any of this weird shit, okay, years ago, I came down to Mexico, and before I talk, the Mexicans are very open-minded to all of this. You tell them the earth is flat, you believe in UFOs, what about the Mayans? And they're all chill, they're like, oh, yes, well, the Mayans, they went away in a spaceship and never came back. Right? This is what, Carlos, what do you want me to say? No, I say cuss words at you because you make me angry. Okay? You want me to translate something? Me llamo Frank y soy una plana terrorista. Yeah, Robert, it's nice to meet you. Flat earthers are awesome. So basically, Robert, what I was learning a lot from, well, I was listening to Corey Good a lot. I don't know if you know that Corey Good and David, fuck, what was his last name? But it's like, man, a lot of these guys have controlled opposition, or they are controlled opposition. But the thing is they're dropping so much real truth. And it's the only place to get the real truth from. So you have to listen to them, but it's so hard because then you get like you believe in the lies. But you know what I mean. So sometimes you have to listen to these guys because they're half bullshitting and they're half being truth because they have to tell the truth, otherwise they get killed, right? And if they don't, I mean, they have to tell the lies and play the game, otherwise they get killed. And the reason why they're starting to tell the truth is because they're already getting threatened, right? So what Corey's Good is saying, exactly, Robert, the reason why I'm doing this is because of Tulsa, okay? You can see that he's totally like the way he is, okay? I blocked him on my friends list for like 6 months because he just wouldn't stop like attacking me with comments and questions and all this. And it's like, hey man, you're not like my aunt or something that I would give up my entire morning talking to. You know what I mean? And if you're going to want to do it too, then don't be a bonehead about it. That's why I'm going live. because people like Tulsa and stuff, you're not going to get this all in the comment field. You have to listen to all this shit, okay? You want to see a flat earth proof right now, Tulsa? Bang! There it is. Here's my first, this is all you need. Right there proves the earth is flat, 100%, okay? I know that's how we learn, and that's why I'm doing this, because Robert, I have one of my superpowers is that I got really thick skin. Okay, sure, I get angry, but that doesn't mean my skin is thinner. Okay, what it means is I can stay and trade shot for shot with these guys, and take them into the 12th round globe hits. Okay, because like when you're a real science denier and you're under the globe science spell, like Carlos and Tulsa are still, okay, then anything that goes against this spell is going to activate your ego. And as soon as your ego's activated, that activates this egoic kind of pissed off emotion, which it wants to. Can you? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Okay. I track the sun, have a video on deck. I need to follow. You can see me and hear me because it's still trying to reconnect. Listen, I'm gonna end the video and then start and then start it again. Okay? So just join in again. Oh, Robert, you have no idea.